Hello, everybody. This is Baron the Bear, and this is going to be a little short video on explaining the world evolution and the world that you're in. And we're going to open up the big map just to kind of give you an idea. I'm in number 61. There's a total of 86. Last week, these two spots, 86, 87 is last, it looks like. So these two spots here, 86, 87, were still open. Now they're filled. Now the curious thing is, it looks like everything's completely full. So what happens now, I have no idea. My guess would be is it's going to be kingdom merges. Maybe they'll have kingdom versus kingdom events going on, and if certain certain worlds win, the other worlds will get merged into that world. I'm not real sure if that's going to be the case, but a lot of other these kinds of games, that's what happens. So it should be interesting to see what's going to happen in the next few months in the game. I'll click onto the world 1. Now you can look at all the worlds, just by clicking onto them. Now if you look in the very bottom right, you see the little trophy. You click that and you hit the Alliance Power Ranking. Look how many, 500 million power alliance. See what their friends, they have 2 alliances, they got a family, they got sister alliances. So whether those are farms or just players. But basically what I want to explain is when you're in a new world, you're going to the big alliances are going to start forming. And when the PvP events start, those big alliances are going to start competing with each other and trying to take control of the world. Now, at that time, the other smaller alliances might be left alone, because the big alliances are more concerned about each other than the small alliances. Well, what eventually will happen is, not things can be different for every world, but in my world, what eventually what happened is the big spenders, they started fighting each other, and they finally realized, why are we fighting each other? We're just killing each other's troops. Why don't just join up and then we'll take control of the kingdom? And that's what they did in my world. But then after that, though, after about 2 or 3 months of playing in the game, on a new world, these bigger alliances, you start losing players. People start getting inactive in the game. They lose interest. It was fun in the beginning when everyone was duking it out. Now things are getting into a routine, So a lot of players stop losing a commitment to getting on the game. And a lot of players have been zeroed. They've been attacked during battles, and they just give up. So then you start running into a lot of players quitting in the game. Well, this makes the big alliances, they start losing some members. Maybe 5 members, 10 members. Well, they got to fill that. They got to get back to max capacity. So this is when they'll start going after the smaller alliances. A lot of the times they'll start hitting the smaller alliances. It's a triple win, because when the kill events come, they can hit these small alliances, they can get the kill points, they can get all their resources, and burn them so much that these smaller alliances, their big members, start thinking like, what am I doing sticking around here, man? It's like a big bonfire in my hive. Well, then they start, wanting to move to the big alliances. Well, the big alliances then get filled back up again. So it's the whole process of who's going to survive at this point in your kingdoms, that you're playing in. So you have to try to figure out ways of defending and surviving as an alliance. If you're not in the big alliance, then you're going to be struggling in the smaller alliances until you can figure out of defending your troops and your hive. And I'm going to release some other videos on that hive defense and all that kind of tactics of how you can protect yourself. But I just wanted to get into a basic introduction with as far as the evolution of a world. It's not going to always be a fun time. There's going to be your alliance might do well in the beginning, and then you might run into problems, and then you might die off if you don't make changes. So just my advice is early in the kingdom, just focus on growing, avoiding conflicts. Try to join an alliance that you can grow in. That's not going to be in constant war. And then when you get into the 2 or 3 month stage, start learning to protect your troops. When kill events come, either shield up or learn to keep your marches out with all your troops outside of your base. Prevent having too much resources so you don't get targeted. So this is just a little short video just to explain, that there's going to be different stages of evolution in your kingdom. Eventually, it's going to go to kingdom versus kingdom, where you're going to be competing with other kingdoms, which will be leading to merges. So the game will always be constantly changing. My advice is, the reason why I'm really making this video is just to explain how things can work in the game as far as the kingdoms. Not to give up, Don't think that you have to quit your account and go to another kingdom necessarily, Sometimes things can look bad in the beginning, but they can blow over, So this is Baron, and I hope this kind of helped a little bit, give people some perspective on what to expect in the game. And I'll talk to you guys later.